So last time we finished up doing the recording when we were shading in our drawing. Now we're going to go look at the background. Now in our photographs, we either took our photos when we're in the classroom, out in the hallway, just a place where the background's not really like super visually interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take some inspiration from an artist whose name is Chuck Close. And Chuck Close is a painter who does extremely hyper-realistic drawings, and he makes it to where these drawings are so lifelike that you can practically see the detail. Now this is from later on in life when he started going a little bit more abstract. But what he would do is he would start pixelating his artwork by doing different circular value scales. There's actually a self-portrait that he did back in 1991. And what he did with his different areas of values, even though it's pixelated, you can still easily see what it is. And if you guys remember the projector screen in our room, you know our projector screen's pretty decently sized. That's usually about the size of his smallest canvas. So he does these pretty big artwork installations. This is another piece of work that he made. This is another painting. And probably one of my favorite quotes from him right here. There was talking about how the mark making that he does, when he does his paintings, he does them because they make him happy. When he had his accident later on in life, it really killed his spirit to want to do anything that would generally make him happy, because he never thought he was going to be able to paint again. He was left in a wheelchair, he had lost a lot of mobility, he had to get a brand new studio and everything. He basically had to change his entire setup in order to do painting. And so he is still alive. And what he does now is he has a special forklift that made special made for his wheelchair. And what happens is he goes in this giant forklift and it lifts him up, and it literally will just rotate the canvas for him while he's painting. And it's really cool. Now, another thing is I do have a close-up of a detail shot of his paintings right here. So as you can see, this is a close-up of her eye, which is the one right over here. You can see inside all these teeny tiny little circles that he did, and each one has a different value. And when they go in and when they're next to each other, usually the outer color is different from the one beside it, even if it's just by 1 or 2 values. And so you're going to do something similar like that in your drawings. So, let's zoom back out. So we're going to get our paper situated. Now, if you're like me and you accidentally erased your grid lines back here, don't worry too much about it. But if you kept them on, definitely, we're going to work on this corner right over here. Definitely use that as a basis to give yourself a little bit of border for when you're doing your shapes. Now, when you're doing these patterns, it doesn't have to be a circle. It could be square, it could be diamond, triangle, whatever. You could even do like little, like, I don't know, if you have a favorite logo for Fashion Gen or something, you could do that. But I'm just going to start. I'm going to do little circles on mine, just because. And I'm going to start off with a light value. Now I'm going to draw a little shape around it. And I want this one to be lighter than the one I just drew. So using the size of my pencil. Not pressing too hard. And now I'm going to go around it with a darker value. Not exactly keeping my sides even, and just keeping it organic. You probably remember back to when we did our drawing test that you guys had to list off different kinds of patterns and such, and also do that value scale. This was the reason behind that. So you use different kind of lines in your mark making, and then you're using different kinds of patterns here in your backgrounds. Now I'm going to start hitting where my portrait is, but instead of overlapping it, I'm just gonna draw until I meet the edge. So I don't want to accidentally go over my portrait lines with my values. And I'm going to do just a little darker one just to finish it up here. Now since I'm finishing up the outside of this one dark, next one I'm going to want to finish it up light, just as a way to give some that added head focal point to it. So this way my hair still stands out here, the edge of my hair, and it doesn't blend into my shirt, but you can still see it creates a cool pattern. Now this time I'm going to work my way in, starting off light, going a little darker, and I'll just leave that one there because that one's just a corner. I'm just going to slow just so it fills up my entire background, just alternating them, kind of like a checkerboard. And if I feel like some of my details are getting lost, I can always go back in and draw some more. Just like that. And your marks can be pretty loose here. They don't have to be completely perfect. They don't even have to be blended. Yeah, overall, just have fun with it. And if you have a different idea for your background, just let me know. And if it's okay to work with, don't just let you know, because I'm going to be pretty flexible on what to do with the pattern in the background. Just as long as it's appropriate and just makes sense and it goes along for your artwork. Like, I know some kids who are finishing up a little bit early, Hey, today one kid was doing one that's inspired like by different video game characters that he was going to do. I thought that was pretty cool, so I let him go in and do that one. But he still has to do the different values in the background behind them. So he's drawing the little character icon here and then doing some value behind it. I don't have too many class who are at this step yet. What is helpful for me is I can still kind of see my grid lines. So that's why I'm basing these off of for the most part. If I really want it to be accurate, I could easily go back and just redraw them. But I was like, nah, not too worried about it. Looking pretty good so far. yeah, so it's just going to keep going until the entire space is filled up. I'm probably going to do 1 or 2 more squares, and then I'll probably end the video for now, because you guys probably get the point by now. Again, if you have any other idea for what you might want to do that's a little bit different, that's perfectly fine, no worries. Just make sure you bounce it off me first, that way I can make sure it still follows what you need to be doing for class. So let's get this last square knocked out. Just like that.